The rules of life for the development of my femininity, for the preservation of sexuality, or where does our energy go? The first rule of life, the rule that helps me to preserve femininity, is what you emit, you get. I have a favorite notebook in which I have the rules of life of a queen. The prescribed rules of life are like a foundation of self-confidence, your self-confidence, so that you have something to rely on in difficult times. And at those moments when I feel that my energy scale has fallen down, I lose energy or lose self-confidence, or I feel as if there is no clarity, as if the screen is dirty, I open my notebook and start to read my rules of life just thoughtfully, deeply. So the first rule, what you emit, what you get, it very much sobers me up. Of course, I want to blame someone for any unpleasant situation, as many 99% of people on the planet do. But when I read what you emit, what you get, I immediately understand that all external events are a reflection of what I emit, of my inner state. I immediately lose the desire to be offended, to complain, to criticize. I remember that I am the cause, not the consequence. I remember that I am the creator of everything, and my life is exactly what I emit. And how to make it so that these are not beautiful words now, but so that you can use it right now in your life. You write down in capital letters what you emit, what you get. And when you get something very bad and you don't like it, you use this rule in practice. You close your eyes, put things in order inside yourself, and change your inner state. You fill yourself with love, light, and gratitude. You realize that it's you who creates everything. You realize that you are light. You are love and the source of everything that happens. And through the state of gratitude that you develop in yourself, you start emitting something else. And then you just observe how you get what you emit in the world. And then, of course, we move on to the second rule of femininity. Don't get offended. Don't complain. Don't criticize. These are 3 unforgiving curses. If you remember, there were also 3 unforgiving curses in Harry Potter, after which, if a wizard, a light wizard, used or applied these 3 unforgiving curses, he would go to the dark side. You are exactly the same. If you get offended, complain, and criticize, you kill your heart and split the soul in 2. It sounds as if it's so easy and simple. It's some kind of crap in general, something like that. Don't get offended, don't complain, don't criticize, but you should try. Try it. Start right today and just monitor it for a week. Look consciously at what you are doing. We are all the same. I'm exactly the same. I'm not a saint, but a very alive woman, and I understand that I also get offended, complain, and criticize. And just now, in the chat of the team, I wrote some offensive crap and criticized. Can we do it differently? Yes, maybe we can do it differently. Let's discuss it in the comments. When there is something to complain about and criticize, how to behave in this case. But now we will stop at this rule. Don't get offended, don't complain, don't criticize. There is a lot of femininity in this. There is this calm dignity in this. When you meet a worthy man, a high-ranking man, a high-spirited man, a powerful, strong warrior, remember that he also wants the same worthy partner. It's not a royal thing, It's humiliating when a woman is such a quarrelsome, critical little girl. A girl, but not a woman. She is offended. She sees everything wrong. She constantly criticizes, discusses someone. This greatly belittles you and your high rank. It shows that you are a servant, not a queen. And when I meet a confident, gorgeous woman, she behaves with calm dignity. From her lips I hear admiration, recognition, ideas, some constructive thoughts. The Creator's thoughts, they are always screaming, unhappy, offended, complaining, and criticizing. I'm sorry it's so hard, but I know it's the same for many. The next, 3rd rule is just amazing. Be sure to take this idea right now and write it down in big letters. I want something very much, but I meet obstacles when I don't get what I want, or everything happens not the way I want. I get angry and say, why can't I achieve my goal? Why can't I get what I want so much? Write to me in the comments who is also angry like a little girl when everything goes not the way you want or you don't get what you want. But it is this rule that helps me to come to consciousness a little and understand I don't achieve this goal because I'm not ready for it. I don't have a man because I'm not ready for him. I don't have a more worthy partner because I'm not ready for him. I don't have this money because I'm not ready for him, and so on. And we have no reason to complain, be offended, and criticize because I'm really not ready. And the Father Creator seems to protect me. He will give me this victory, these investments, this billion-dollar company, or this result in business when I'm ready for it. He will give you a man when you are ready for it. Because I think you've heard these stories 100 times when a waiter won a lottery for $1 million and he was not ready for it. He didn't have the readiness to accept it. He didn't have this possession, this permission, and he ruined his life by getting money he wasn't ready for. And yours will always be yours, and what you don't need will never come into your life. Therefore, you need to realize that you don't always have what you want. Maybe your head wants it, but you will always get what you are really ready for. How to use this rule in practice and get the most out of it right now. When I read this rule, I suddenly open my eyes, take a piece of paper and start writing, thinking, talking to myself. Why am I not ready to get this result? What doesn't want to achieve this goal in me? What do I need to do to be ready to get it? This rule can be used as a precaution not to create situations in which you fall and get angry that you have not achieved some goal. When you set a goal, you can immediately answer the question, what do I need to be really ready to have it? What am I afraid of here in achieving this goal? Why is it beneficial for me not to achieve this goal? And what will I get if I don't achieve it? And what will I lose if I don't achieve this goal? So it's a deep therapy, self-analysis, a conversation with yourself, because you need to work on what? Yes, you need to learn to set goals correctly, to formulate goals that your soul has fallen in love with. And after you've formulated a goal that ignites you and gives you energy and passion, what should you work on next? To be really ready for it, so that you have a real intention to have. To have, you see, it's like the knowledge of the absence of doubts. You also have an intention to achieve this goal, to have these relationships, to be with such a man, to be so sure, to allow yourself to have it so that there are no doubts. Do you understand? I think this is a great rule. Write to me in the comments what you think about it. The next rule will be much smaller and easier, but it doesn't mean it's easier to do. Look, it sounds like this. To grow, to develop, to go up the ladder of success, you can only do it by relying on your superpowers, by observing, by directing your attention to what's in you. Do you remember? We had a whole episode about this, about how to strengthen your self-esteem, how to develop self-confidence. I think it will be a real discovery for you that most women, they see exactly what's wrong with them every day. They see the disadvantages. They look at the disadvantages. They direct their units of attention, which means their energy, to what's wrong with them. And only super strong, powerful, truly manifested women have long forgotten what's wrong with them and look only at their superpowers. Do you remember you strengthen the wolf you feed? And what do you feed yourself? You feed yourself what's wrong with you, your, as you think, weak qualities. And 80% of the time during the day, I'm sure you don't notice any superpowers in yourself, what you did wrong, what's wrong with you, what's super strong, what's cool with you. And this rule of life is amazing. Look, imagine you have pluses and minuses, and you really grow and improve by relying on the pluses. And what do you do when you rely on the minuses? You go down the right way. Therefore, your life gets worse every year, not better. What should you do to turn it into results? This is our rule with you. You need to take a piece of paper, write down your superpowers, all the pluses, what's wrong with you, what you can rely on, what you're cool about, what you can do, know, love, your qualities, what makes you different from others. And this is cool. Write down a list of your superpowers. Write down a list of what you would like to boast about. Do you know who a charismatic person is? A charismatic woman, when she enters a room, the atmosphere changes. This is a woman who knows all her shortcomings. She knows all her superpowers and freely broadcasts it. This is a person who accepts both her minuses and her pluses and uses it for the good. Why yes and not why no? Well, since we have rules for the development of femininity today, transfer this to a relationship with a man, especially a bride.
who goes on dates. Perhaps you have met a man who seems to you to be just a god in a human body, and he is some kind of super cool, and you of course feel some kind of inferiority next to him. We tend to overestimate the superpowers of others and very much underestimate our superpowers. Therefore, when you go on a date, when you communicate with a man, make a preliminary preparation, sit down and write down what superpowers you as a woman have, what value you have, what you have and what you can give to this man, what you love yourself for, what you admire in yourself. And as if you pump up your confidence a little, straighten your back, raise your head in the posture of a queen with a look of complete love and a light smile of Mona Lisa. Go to a man and don't overestimate his superpowers, but overestimate yours.